Leah, do you consent on being recorded?
Turn that shit off.
Hey everyone, this is Trizzy from the Ticket to Anywhere podcast. I'm here with my co-hustler, Leah.
Happy mid-April.
Ooh, already.
I don't even want to. Yeah. Already. Pretty soon it's going to be 2023. What?
Insane. But
the
today
days are long and the
know.
years are short, right?
The days are long. Wait, what'd you say? The days are long and the years are short. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's literally how it is. Look at her deep in thought thinking about life right now. You're like, oh.
This is so true. It's like,
it is. It makes me sad.
I gotta start paying bills now. I miss those days where I just go into Disneyland for free.
Girl, that's why. And you have nephews. I tell Mila all the time, I'm like, Mila, don't grow up. It's a trap. Don't pay bills. Don't worry about it. Like, just stay young and pushing this little fake stroller around.
I know. Oh, with your baby doll in there.
Baby.
I know. Well, we hope when our nieces and nephews grow up, they use these travel apps and travel tech that we're about to talk about.
Oh, look at that transition.
That swift. But by the time they are, of age, it's probably they're floating in air already.
I saw a TikTok that literally was like Gen Alpha in 20 years being like, bro, do you remember when our parents had to use a little box to and access the internet, and now it's just programmed into our brains? And I'm like, gosh. Oh my God.
You're like, Google this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that is the future. Dude, have you ever seen an episode of Black Mirror?
Oh yeah, I love that show.
I love it, but like, that is the future.
It's so true.
It's the future.
They hit the mark on every episode.
Oh, they do. It's creepy. And it's creepy how like every episode could be about some different type of tech or thing that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah. Exactly. So. But that's the future tech. We are talking current tech, and we're just teasing a small portion of it. But Leah had some great ones. I know we had an episode last year talking about gear and tech, but this episode is kind of like current, because travel has changed, obviously.
Definitely. And I mean, what I said as far as like gear, like that has changed. What I said today in this episode is not in our episode from 7 months ago. So it's interesting. And then, it's always, it's travel. The landscape's changed so much the past 2 years. I feel like we could do a gear episode every like 6 to 8 months, to be honest.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe we'll do that. If you want that from us, please write that in the comments or send us a DM. Or if you have any recommendations on what gear and tech and apps that you use, we always love hearing about new things from our community. So send us a note.
Yeah, I would love that. We're always on the hunt for like new tech, new gear, especially I know I am. I'm about to upgrade my GoPro, hopefully soon.
Okay, from what to what? What to what?
From a GoPro 6 down. Yeah, to an Insta360.
Okay, but you're making me feel old because I have the Hero 7 and I got it when the 8 came out because I knew it was going to be cheap. But I think Christine, we name drop her every episode. I think she has what are they on now? The 10, GoPro 10 or something?
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm 3 levels behind?
I'm 4 levels behind.
No GoPro and Insta360 now. But why do you want to make that type of switch? I know you've talked about the Insta360 before.
360 cameras are what is the future, basically. You capture. So imagine yourself sitting on, I was thinking about this in Finland when I was on the snowmobile. I was like driving and the GoPro is only facing one way. With the 360 camera, you could just have the camera in any direction and it'll just take all the directions, all the options that you have. And you could edit as a 360 or you could edit into like one straight angle. So you have the front angle, you have the back angle, you have left, right, diagonal. So it's like all these options with only one take of a video.
Do you think GoPro's trying to make something right now to rival that?
They actually have their own 360 camera, but it's not as compact as the Insta360.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the GoPro 360 is like the shape of my hand. The Insta 360 is like half of my hand.
Ooh, someone's got to get more ergonomic here, right? And more aerodynamic, right?
Yes.
Can fly through the slopes. Interesting. Oh man, because GoPro is like iconic, like the brand, so we'll see what happens there.
For sure.
I'm excited for you. Hey, put that on my card so I can get the points though.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, anyone want to put any big purchases? Must be $200 plus. Holler at me so I can keep stacking up them points.
Get them points.
What are you drinking today, Trizzy? We always gotta,
cool.
It's our fuel.
I got a Numi tea, and this is a Moroccan mint. So Numi is a company based out in Oakland, California.
Okay.
It's a company founded by a brother and sister. So it's actually pretty good. They found their way in Costco. Congrats. If you make your way to Costco, that's big.
Absolutely. Congrats. Yes. All right. And I am drinking, I made a homemade hot coffee because it's windy AF where I am right now. To me, wind equates to cold, but that's not always the case. Today it's chilly. It's like mid-50s. That's pretty cold for us.
Yeah, so advisory.
Yes, exactly. So the espresso I made is from Ali'i Coffee it's a chain out in Hawaii on Oahu. So I brought home a bag because I had to represent, right? Yes. So I made my espresso in a mocha pot with Ali'i Coffee. And then I just have some almond milk and some generic store brand plant-based creamer from Aldi that I mix into it. And then just a couple of drops of almond extract. And I have my morning latte.
So fancy.
I know it does sound fancy, but it's like not that fancy.
It's all good. Y'all watch out for LA and Flights Cafe. Up soon.
Hey, for real. I want to open one up. So anyone wants to go into business with me, open up a cafe / event space. Let's do it. / podcast recording studio.
And boba spot.
Oh my God. Yeah, because come on now, you can't have coffee. You can't not have coffee and boba together. So let's just do it.
I know. Cheers, Leah, to our new episode.
Cheers. Salud.
It's Trizzy and Leah, your hosts for the Ticket to Anywhere podcast. We each travel a different way and even have different work schedules. But every episode, we aim to widen your worldview, inspire you to consider a destination near or far, or learn from others. With us, you can adventure from anywhere.
Keep in touch with us on social media at Ticket2 Anywhere Podcast. Remember to connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Never miss an episode by subscribing to Ticket 2 Anywhere Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts, and hit subscribe to follow our visual podcasts on YouTube to keep up to date on our channel.
If you find value and enjoy our episodes and special guests, please rate us and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It means the world to us and helps others find us easier. You can also leave comments or reviews on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Be sure to search for Ticket 2 Anywhere Podcast.
And if you'd like to support us by monetary means, you can do so by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Ticket 2 Anywhere.
Okay, let's kick off this episode about our travel tech and apps, but we're just gonna tease a little bit, just a little tease, because we want to be in person and to talk about more of the travel tech and the travel apps that we have.
Yes, 100%. And I believe we each have one piece of tech, 1 or 2 apps today to share. And these are our current loves, things that are either tried and true, we use all the time, or for me, they're going to be what I've been using a lot lately for various reasons. So Trizzy, do you want to start off and give the people what they want, your favorite app / apps and your favorite piece of tech for traveling right now?
Yes. I will give you guys just one app today. And it's, if you guys are nature lovers, hiking, I love the All Trails app. I'm not a pro yet, but I plan to be a pro. And the difference is pro, you got to pay. Free ones, you still get all the information that you need, but you can't download the map. So, when you're out in the mountains, in the desert, there's no reception. you might have to screenshot it if you're going with the free membership. But with the pro, you could download the map, and if you don't have reception, it'll still help you track your way through the paths. So that is my tease for you.
So question on AllTrails though, it won't let you download it for offline unless you have the pro. Is that what you're, what a bummer.
I know. But I mean, I found my way through because, you know, me and my frugality, I tend to figure out
how much is the pro version?
It's $30 annually.
30 annually? Girl, you spend more than that on like boba in one trip.
Yeah, I know. I need to stop eating out and
eating out one fried chicken place will cost you way more than $30.
True. So it's like you're billed like $2.50 a month or something.
I also feel that if you check your screen time, maybe that's something you can put off on the screen since you don't know it right now. But if you check your screen time, if it's one of your top used apps, I would say that expense is worth it.
That's true. Yeah. And I won't have to struggle getting through the paths.
Do you use a few times? Do you use Google Maps offline at all? Because you know you can down. Okay. But it's
that's why I feel like I could go without the pro membership, but it does help because you're getting these map paths from other users, other members that have recorded their route.
Oh, wow.
Even if you're trying to use Google Maps offline, you're kind of creating it on your own. You're going off on your own rather than having more of a reference. So yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll just gift that to you for your birthday.
I gotta get that before I quit my job, you know. While the income's steady flowing.
While you have all that disposable income, right?
That's so funny. Yeah. I thought it was more expensive, but I was like, all right.
Okay. So AllTrails app. I use AllTrails on desktop, but not on the app. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very handy. But that's just my one app that I'll tease today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your piece of gear or a piece of tech?
So my tech, I would say, is just my iPhone. You know, I talk about my camera a lot. I talk about my GoPro, but I never really talk about my phone. And when I'm talking about my phone, I mean specifically the camera. I want to go more in depth when we are together about the camera settings.
Okay.
But I would just say that the camera settings.
Tell the people what model you have first off.
Oh gosh. My iPhone XR.
XR. You act like that's so old, please.
It's almost 4 models old.
But you use it. Isn't the famous quote, the best camera is the one you are always using?
Yeah.
Right?
True. And I would say our good friend Christine Lozada always emphasizes it because she started her YouTube page with just her phone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it really is because it's so accessible in your hand. And with my Sony camera, which I love, the quality does make a difference. But it is a hassle sometimes to have to download all the image. Even you have an app on the phone to download all the footage and all the photos and stuff. But it's still a process, you know. But with the phone, the camera setting does matter. Audio setting as well if you're trying to make like audio voice notes and stuff. But what I usually do on my camera settings, and I'll just give you this here, is I shoot in 60 frames per second, just because I like to slow it down in my footage sometimes. If I'm making an official footage, if it's just like for reels and TikToks, then it doesn't really like matter. But for me, if I use 60 frames per second, my slow motion looks smoother. And it's just, you could play around with the speed ramping and everything just looks smooth.
That is so great. Oh yeah. I can't wait, because you've been saying you've been getting a lot of DMs on what your camera settings are. So I can't wait for you to teach everybody about that. But I really think the iPhone is underrated when it comes to camera, or it's not talked about as much when it comes to camera, video, mic, because I've been editing my photos in iPhone photos forever. And just now I'm seeing all over TikTok, people like, whoa, new editing tool, iPhone photos. I'm like, yo, like Gen Z, I know you just got here yesterday, but I've literally, but to me, I'm like, that's how lazy I am, is that I won't even put my photos in another app. I just like adjust my brightness, my sharpness, and my contrast straight in iPhone photos, because I'm too lazy to bring my photos to another app. And they're fire. And my feed is fire.
That's right. LA in Flight. Go check it out.
I love that you said your iPhone, because that's like something that a lot of us already have.
Yeah. iPhones, or just phones in general. I know the Galaxy, Samsung has this really cool one. The Sony has a really cool phone, and their camera model is insane. So just any phone that you could work with.
Okay.
And I would say if you have an old phone that doesn't have like the highest quality, that doesn't matter, because your aesthetic versus other people's aesthetic is different. Lo-fi is what's popping off in the game right now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People be throwing on grain on their 4K videos. It's just like, okay, you might as well just keep your old phone with you.
Keep your iPhone. Yo, I still have my 6S tucked away. Like, should I bust it out and use it? Right?
Bust it out, man. Different angles.
Hey, I'll sell it. I'll sell it for $150 for anyone that wants to come buy it. I'll sell it for, that was the trade. The trade-in value is worth less than that. But for you, $150. I got to make my money somehow. I got to get my bag somehow.
That's right. You heard it here, guys. iPhone 6 for $150.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's worth anything at trade-in now, to be honest. I think a year ago it was, but this right now, April 2022, I don't think it's worth nothing. So, but for you, $150.
For sure.
That's funny. Okay, I like that. Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
That's all I have for you guys today.
All right. So when it comes to, I have one app, one piece of tech, which I'll go into that later. But I've spoken about this app before, particularly in, like slow travel, particularly in when I'm arriving to a new city, it's particularly in South America. Absolutely, for sure. It's called, and we've made fun of it for me. We've made fun of me for it before. It's literally called Spanish Dict, like short for dictionary. Spanish dictionary. Stop laughing. And the reason I love this app so much, I'm just pulling it up right now. I go to a lot of Spanish speaking countries and I'm not fluent in Spanish. So to use it, I do feel that it's helpful to have some little level of Spanish. So if you just forget a word in a sentence, it's literally like an online dictionary app, right? The best thing about it is it works offline and it's completely free. Ooh. So that is what helps me, get through these Spanish speaking countries. And you can search any word. You can even search phrases. And what it will do is break down each word in the phrase and give you the definition of it. But you can search words, and it also gives you the colloquial definition for each word. So if a certain word is used differently in Spain versus in Mexico versus in Argentina, it will tell you what it means in each of those countries, which I love. And of course, now, as all dictionaries should, it has an audio button so you can listen to the pronunciation, right? But one of my other favorite things about Spanish Dict is that you can play like word games on it. So when I'm on these long ass bus rides through South America that are like 16 hours long, and I just want to play like some quick word games to like test my vocabulary, they're super easy, free. They're right on the homepage. And I'm just like sitting there like practicing. I sound like a language nerd, but like really I am. And of course, the photos in the app are all like real photos taken by photographers in Spanish speaking countries, and they're stunning. So it's visually, appealing to look at. It's not a clunky app at all. Like it's really easy to use. And of course you can put in words in either Spanish or English. So Spanish Dict is my recommendation for apps. I know it's kind of niche, but I'm obsessed with it. And I've never come across someone who doesn't use it, or I've never come across anyone that uses it who doesn't love it as much as I do. Like, we rave about it. I swear there's a community of Spanish dictionary app lovers.
Spanish dict lovers.
I was gonna, you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth. I wasn't gonna say it. Trizzy said it. Trizzy said it. But really, it is like, I encourage anyone that's trying to learn Spanish. Like, I know our good friend Maria, she's trying to learn Spanish. Anyone who is trying to learn Spanish and wants to improve their language, go download the app. It's free. I mean, why wouldn't you just try, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's my one app recommendation. It was hard picking what app I wanted to chat about today, but I really promote trying to assimilate into a country or a culture or language. And I'm like, what better to go than a language app for today? Mm-hmm. So my piece of tech for today is not tech, it is gear. And it is an item that's been absolutely clutch in helping me work remote the past 10 months. So I've really been like, I really didn't travel much in 2020, the first half of 2021. Second half of 2021, I was just like, see ya. Went to Mexico, San Diego, San Francisco, San Diego again, went to London, went to Hawaii in 2022, New Orleans, San Francisco again. Like, I was like, all right, where are we going? Mm-hmm. And everything, I've brought this on every single one of my trips. Oh, you can't see it here.
Put it in front of you. Oh, no. Oh, there it goes.
Kind of.
There you go.
And for those listening, yes, it's a laptop stand. I'm not even kidding. It's $12 on Amazon.
It's nice too. I've seen it in person.
Thank you. Yes, it adjusts. It literally adjusts to like however high you want it. And I know because Trizzy and I are using green screens on YouTube right now for those watching. So what we'll do is I have videos of this thing. I have photos of this thing. So I'll be sure to put them into the video. But yeah, it adjusts to however high you want it. I literally think it goes to like 10 inches high in total from both levels. So there's two levels to it. There's a bottom level, there's a top level, and it's attached by these two like pillars that you can adjust up and down. You can adjust the top level so that you're either looking up or you're looking straight on. But even people come up to me and be like, where did you get this? This is so good. I'm like, thank you. It's because I really care about my neck strain and my back strain. And like, literally you're supposed to be looking at your laptop, like eye to eye, dead in the face. You're actually not supposed to be. In fact, your camera's supposed to be, and we're totally defeating that right now, or I am at least. Your camera's supposed to be, you're supposed to be looking up into it a little bit in order to not strain your back and your neck. So I try to keep this laptop stand as high as possible. I put my laptop in it, and so many people have asked me about it, and I'm like, this is how it works. It's so inexpensive, it's worth it. And like, you can tell when I'm walking around that I really care, because even with my phone, I've started lately looking at it, like kind of holding it up so I could look at it instead of like crouching down, which is kind of creepy too, because it looks like I'm taking photos of other people, but I'm not. I'm like, no, I'm literally just like looking at my phone. Because the next strain, like, we're not getting any younger. I don't want any of that. So
yeah,
that's a $15 laptop stand from Amazon, and I'll link it in our show notes, but it has been the best investment, and it folds pretty thin to about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, so that I still carry it around my backpack with me. So maybe if I'm gone for a few days, I might not bring it if I'm not working so much. But when we went to Hawaii for 10 days and we were working every single day, like, absolutely used it everywhere I went.
Yeah, the ergonomics is very important, especially your neck and your back.
Yeah, you know that, Miss Future Personal Trainer.
Hit me up, yeah. Hit me up.
So yeah, my favorite piece of tech right now is actually gear to help my work from anywhere setup be more efficient for my body.
I love it. And it's really lightweight, like she said. So
super light. It's probably like, I don't know, it's like less than a pound, something like that, or maybe a pound. Yeah,
have you ran into issues going through TSA with that?
No, not at all. Because it's not real, I don't know, metal or steel or any. Yeah, it's not, none of that. It's probably coated.
Okay.
Like fake coded. But oh man, it's just so clutch. And when I first started using it, I felt really like nerdy bringing it out, but so many people have been like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I want it. Like, thank you. So it's actually, I'm like, actually, why do I even care if anyone thinks? What I care about is my neck. So,
yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's just a little tease. One tech, one app that we have. Stay tuned. Follow us for more, because we will be having a full-on episode about more apps, more tech, and you'll physically be able to see it and everything.
And it changes. It's a world in travel that changes constantly, right? Like we did a gear episode maybe 8 months ago, and the stuff I'm talking about now is not even on that gear episode, right? So travel styles change, favorite items change. So we're excited to bring something like this to you.
Definitely.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Ticket to Anywhere podcast. Don't forget to connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. If you love travel as much as we do, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts. Thank you all for your support so far. When you have the time, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We love to hear your thoughts and feedback, and it'll help others come across our episodes and hopefully be inspired to travel and adventure anywhere.